YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood N-Man64, and I'm bringing you the final episode of Spyro Ripto's Rage. In the last episode, we took down Ripto and saved Avalar by 100%ing this game. And because we 100%ed this game, we've got a very special prize available to us. Dragon Shores.
Well done, Spyro. Step right into Dragon Shores Park.
If we did not have 100% of this game done, he would have told us the gates will remain closed until we have all 100% of the game done.
By the way, if you win 10 tokens, you can visit our theater.
There are a total of 4 mini-games that we can take part in. And those mini-games will determine how many tokens we can win.
Step right up, Spyro, and take a look at what we've got for you today. Inside this here booth, you'll find some of the most vicious creatures you've ever seen.
The objective of this one is, as you would expect if you've ever been to a local fair or a block party, is a dunk tank.
Fall into the water below.
Where basically,
don't worry, you won't hurt them.
Well, you know, you spit the baseball at the machine, and all the monsters end up getting dunked in the water. That was the Yeti.
Hey, that was pretty funny, wasn't it? Take this token for being such a good shot.
And we can keep doing this as many times as we can until he tells us that he has no other tokens to give us.
Have another shot if you want, kid.
Because his is one of the few that we get multiple tokens for. We don't get multiple tokens for all of them, but enough of them. Let's try to get this in there. And this is 100% an optional thing. You do not have to do this when the game is done. You can essentially be done
pretty easy, isn't
with
it?
the percentage
Another
completion of this
tokens.
game when you beat Ripto. So you technically do not ever have to do this, but
Have another
it's a
shot if
nice
you want,
little
kid.
way to relax after taking on a game like Ripto's Rage, which isn't that bad, but at the same time, you never know.
Wow, you really are a great shot. Take this. It's my last.
And that's the last of the tokens he'll offer us. And as you would expect, the majority of the things around here are going to be token-based. We don't really have to worry about that right now. And now is when we would ordinarily get the Super Flame Breath, but thanks to the glitch in the Matrix, we had it now. We cannot take part in the theater just yet, but we can do a bit of a target practice. And while I go over the rest of these mini-games and show them off to you, I think it's high time we talked about this game in general. Spyro Ripto's Rage is marginally better than Spyro 1. It is not on the same vein as Spyro 3, mind you. Spyro 3 is one of the greatest video games that's ever been made. And I will fight people over that. It is just such a well-crafted story and ideas behind it, and a great entertaining game in general. Year of the Dragon, which is the third one, would not have been as good as it was without Ripto's Rage being that next big step after Spyro 1. With that said, this game is not flawless. As you guys are fully aware, the most obnoxious elements of this game are from Toys for Bob's incessant need to make the grass look better. I mean, look, when you first play through Spyro, that's one of the things you notice, and it's one of the most beautiful things to look at if you've only seen the PS1 versions of these games. With that said, though, this isn't supposed to be one of those games where you have to look deep into things to find a few hidden gems. And you're not supposed to be using the frickin' the frickin' grass just to serve as that bit of a thing. But aside from the major flaw of the grass being too abundant in certain worlds, chiefly Zephyr and Robotica farms, I still thoroughly enjoy this game. It's fun, it's ambitious, it's got a decent story behind it, Ripto's a fun, entertaining villain.
I'll give you 1 token.
not like overly monstrous like Nasty Nork, and not just slightly over the top like the Sorceress in Spyro 3. This is, like I said, just a fun little story, and I enjoy it. The gameplay is... Oh, I wanted to go into the Tunnel of Love with a fawn. Why didn't I get to go in with the fawn? That makes me sad. That makes me a sad panda. Oh, I did go in with the fawn. Nice. I'll take it.
As promised, here's your 1 token. When you have 10 tokens, try visiting the
Alright, that
Dragon
is
Shores
token
Theater.
number... I believe that's token number 7. Yep, that means the last 3 are going to be on the roller coaster, which is another balloon popping thing.
Welcome to the Dragon Shores Coaster. Here at the shores, we don't just ride, though. If you can pop all the balloons on the track, a token is waiting for you. Ready to ride?
Let's get this party started! You ready? I'm ready.
Watch out for
Let's
the other
go.
coasters out there. It's a crowded track today.
So you gotta avoid the targets and avoid potentially other cart riders, yada yada yada. Pop the balloons, don't hit the baby turtles, you know. You know the drill by now. Don't mug poor people. They don't deserve it. They're adorable. But yes, unfortunately, like all projects, Ripto's Rage has come to an end, and it is time for us to begin work on our next project following this final episode. I have been
Dragon, here's a token
debating heavily myself what my next project would be because, as many of you know,
All right.
Ripto's Rage
Switch, and now you can ride
and
more tracks.
Yoshi's
See if you can pop
Island
the
and
balloons on
Pokemon
these
Coliseum
tracks,
and
too.
Birth by Sleep, all of these were games that I had already worked on earlier in the year, or
Watch out
even
for
in
the other
2019
coasters
in
out
some
there.
cases,
It's a crowded track
that
today.
ended up getting botched because of my external hard drive dying. Because of this, I now had to go back in and do a bunch of other games over again. I had to go and do Birth by Sleep over again. I had to go do this over again, and I'll still have to go in and do a bunch of other projects all over again. But I also understand that this is not like one of those things where I should make an excuse and be like, oh well, I can't do this project now, I can't do this project now, yada yada yada. I need to be able to get a few big projects done, and that's mostly because, like I said, I had a lot of projects planned that I ended up having to shelve, and now shit,
Ow!
botched it.
That looked like it
Oh,
hurt. Care for another try?
I had
at
a
the
bunch of
coaster?
projects, and now I have to go back and work on a few of them. So, unfortunately, I think it's going to have to be that after I'm done with this, we're going to be focusing on my next major project, you know? And that's probably going to focus on the Nintendo Switch. So, for the most part... Oh, shit.
Watch
I'm
out
sorry.
for the...
For the most part, we're going to be playing the majority of the games we have going forward. Who keeps trying to call me? I don't know that number. Why do you keep trying to call me? And you never leave a message either, or like a text or something. Just like, sheesh, whatever. Either way, I'm going to be focusing on Nintendo Switch projects for a little bit. So if it's a game that can be played on the Switch, and I have not played it already, chances are I will probably be tackling that. So, even though it's not necessarily a Nintendo Switch game, I do have it playable on the Switch, and considering so many new games are coming out for the Switch that I'm going to have to pick up, or I'm going to want to pick up, I am going to go back into one project that I was working on before the hard drive crashed, and that is going to be my next project, which is going to be South Park: The Stick of Truth. Now, the Stick of Truth is going to obviously be my next big project, and then after that, we're going to look and see where we are in terms of a channel. Like, if the Stick of Truth takes me into June or July, then I'm a happy camper, because that's exactly what I would need it to do.
Hey, not bad. Here's another token.
Thank you for another token. Now, there is one more run that we can do, and it's a little bit trickier because it's going to involve floating targets.
You're on a roll.
But I think we can manage it. So, the Stick of Truth is going to be the next big game in my channel, and then after that, it's going to be I'm going to leave it up to a debate that seems where things are and who's doing what after that, because I need to do the Smash Ultimate part of our Super Smash Bros. Anthology Let's Play. Naturally, as you would expect, because we have not done it yet. Let's try to get these red targets. There you go. There's one, and missed it. Of course I missed it. Why wouldn't I miss it? Ah, come on! I wanted to go the other way. Alright, fine, whatever. Okay, let's try it. Oh, Jesus, this is gonna be bad. Alright. Well, we'll just have to hope while we're doing this. I need to get the Smash Ultimate part of the Smash Anthology Let's Play done. I also need to get a couple of other of the projects that I had done previously done as well. So I'm going to have to do Yoshi's Island is going to have to get done at some point. I'm going to have to go back to that one. Yoshi's Island is going to have to get done at some point. Pokemon Coliseum is going to have to get done at some point. Ooh, I got that one. Nice. Pokemon Coliseum is going to have to get done at some point. Pokemon Shield is going to have to get done at some point. And then by that point, we're getting rapidly towards the 50th Let's Play, which is going to be Tales of Symphonia. One of the most underrated masterpieces of games I've ever seen. And before we even tackle that, we've got to tackle Kingdom Hearts 2.8, which, as many of you know, is going to be perfect. Is going to be Dream Drop Distance and the Fragmentary Passage in one playthrough. Not 100%, because I don't know Dream Drop Distance enough to make it a 100% run. So yeah, we're going to be in a pretty weird place. I can't really do the Smash Ultimate part of the project when I've got a few other things to worry about, like I need the DLC characters to be out. Also, I'm going to need to be able to see what Adventure Mode's all about, because I've never even played it before. So,
wow, you're
yeah.
a natural.
But for now, the next project is going to be the Stick of Truth, and it should be starting up in a couple of days. And hopefully it goes pretty well, because we are essentially done with
just for fun?
friggin' what's it call it? We are now officially completely done with Ripto's Rage. Since we now have the 10 tokens, we can unlock the theater.
Well, Spyro, it's your lucky day. You've managed to win enough tokens to enter the famous Dragon Shores Theater. Go on in,
which will allow us to enter theater mode for Ripto's Rage. Which means we can watch any cutscene from the video game that we've seen or managed to skip through or something like that. So, for the sake of argument, let's play one of our favorites to wrap up this project. Anything where Moneybags gets hurt is good enough for me.
That Ripto has caused enough damage. All his meddling has cost me a fortune. If it wasn't for Spyro, I'd be bankrupt. Oh, if Ripto were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind. In fact, I'd give him a lot more than that. I was a champion bantamweight boxer at university, and I still know a few moves. Take that! And that! No! Why, you...
Cathartic joy. And I'll get even more of it when we play Year of the Dragon in several thousand years of Let's Plays left. But that wraps up Spyro 2, and I want to thank you guys all for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood N-Man64. If you like, feel free to like and subscribe, and tune in a couple of days when we start off the Stick of Truth. Until we meet again, my lovelies, Saya freaking Nara.